Yeah.
Now this message it sounds so familiar. One goal.
Yeah.
Because you've done other messages, and this somehow always happens to end up in your message. Can y'all hear it? That a lot of things that he's touching on, because it's on the Father's heart. It's still where we are at, and we need to grow from. I hear it in a lot of things you just said.
Well,
like,
if you follow me on Facebook, you can see. And I just recently posted a statement from Anthony Van Zale. And I'm telling you, that God is moving from church buildings. I'm telling you, all that stuff, the thing that once was the buzz in the camp, it's household, it's family. How it was in the beginning, it's how it's going to be in the end. He wants a family.
Amen. Amen.
All right? And that's what he wants. And because he wants to have a replication of himself in that family. Christians, real Christians. People that are after his nature. Tell your neighbor, after his nature. But we got too many long rangers in the church. We got long rangers in the church. We got long ranger ministries. We got long ranger people who want to make a name. They want to fly in and fly out. They want to come in. You know, long ranger didn't stay around long. Y'all know that, right? Long ranger was going to a town.
It's like, who was that man?
Who's the master?
Where is he?
Yeah, who's that master?
Oh, you hear the echo. Gallop in and gallop out.
But God's not looking for long rangers. He's looking for personal authority. And your personal authority is going to be in direct relationship to your accountability to the corporate body. Tell your neighbor, to the corporate body. You got to take on you the yoke of responsibility. The Spirit of Christ that will reside on us and within us, that's in the Lord's body. If we don't recognize that, then we're going to walk in a realm of limitation.
Yes.
We're going to operate and we're going to walk in a realm of limitation. So we need to break away from the Lone Ranger mentality. Tell your neighbor, we need to break away.
We need to break away.
Exactly what is someone saying when they say Jesus is their pastor, or they don't listen to no man? See, we got that. You ever heard that before?
Yes.
I've heard folks tell me that. Jesus is my pastor. I don't listen to no man. All they gonna do is take my money and buy a Cadillac. That was famous for us back in the days. Don't go to church because they're gonna have Cadillacs and Continentals. All the pastor want is your money. And some of them are.
Why shouldn't they? All of the entertainers, you know, that you're going to see, spending your money every week, 2 times a week at the movies or wherever you're going, spending a lot of money in the entertainment world. They're driving better cars than anybody, than pastors and everybody. Why pastors have to be limited and live on nothing?
That's right.
Laborers of work that they hire. But then there's superfluity and extravagance that comes, and sometimes
of course,
pastors want
that's
to
true.
keep up
That
with
is all
everybody
true.
else. And they got a friend that got probably X amount of members, so they want to at least look good.
And I know that. I know that's all true, but it's another side too.
It is another side. We are worthy of that.
Yes.
So the Lone Ranger mentality is said when a person said Jesus is my pastor, it's actually a sign of rebellion.
Amen.
Yes, it is.
Amen.
And their refusal to allow themselves to get under kingdom flow, which is a sign of submission. You probably never heard this. It happens in here.
Yeah,
Why you got to tell pastor all my business? You see, you hear a lot of that. Everybody, okay. Because, you probably say, why he ain't got to tell him everything. He ain't got to tell him no about all my business. That's a Lone Ranger mentality. Depending on the level of relationship, that's a real dangerous thought.
Yes, Lord.
That's a real, so you ever hear it, you might want to tell him, that's dangerous. Because a lot of different people show up in that. Absalom, Korah. So there's a lot of things underneath that surface when people start saying, you ain't got to tell them, you ain't got to do this, or you ain't got to, you know what I'm saying? It's some things that we don't need to know.
Yes. That's right.
But when you start coming against somebody or speaking things against the values, the core values in the house, you might want to check them. Say, we don't think like that.
Amen.
I'm in the same church you're a part of, so I know we don't think like that. I done heard too many messages. That don't represent the house. Well, that don't represent, not the pastor I know. I don't know which one you talking to. Jesus, Paul I know, Jesus I know, but who the heck are you? But it's the truth. We gotta, because I have never said that to you about my pastor. I have never said that. You ain't never heard me say anything about negative about Apostle Beaver, and I know we've had our times, but I'll never strike against his belief system or his core values or the way he interpret life.
Yeah.
I may not agree with it all, but I won't strike against it because too many things are connected to that type of mindset.
Yes. Yeah.
So we as a house, as a people, we got to understand that we got to remove the Lone Ranger mentality. It's not me against them. It's us. It's we.
Yes. Come on.
It's us. It's we. Tell your neighbor, it's us.
It's us.
It's we.
It's we.
So we can't allow ourselves, we can't allow anybody else to pit us against one another.
Amen.
So I know we got families in here. I know we got people in here that are friends with each other. You have to critique it. You have to be the judge of it. You have to decide if they're connected to your circle, they're in your space,
Yes, Lord.
and they're speaking things contrary to the core values that you know and the culture of the house,
Yes,
how we do things, then you have to address it.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
Don't entertain that stuff. You hit that stuff straight between the eyes. Because eventually it sows seeds of discords.
Yes.
And not only will it affect you,
Yes.
Yeah.
but it never isolates itself. It always, birds of a feather flock together. And before you know it, it's going to connect somebody else in the house.
Yes.
Amen.
And then they get together, girl, I've been feeling like that for 10 years. What you talking about? And you'll find out you got more things in common.
Amen.
And it ain't the core value. It's the gossip.
Yes. Yep.
Amen.
And see, we don't think that gossip affects the house.
Amen.
It does. We had one that left here that we helped leave here, but and she was someone causing just season discord.
Man,
And she
was
had
wretched.
one sister, nobody knows her name or anything, leave with her for a moment, but then she called us back, which was a good thing, and ended up coming back. But that's how settled those seeds are. You know, you don't even know how settled they are, and in an instance, you just, before you know it, it's in you.
Yeah.
And you believe everything they're saying, and you're brainwashed that quickly, and you're leaving with them. Whether out of the building or out of your mind. You know? Doesn't have to, be out of the building per se, but yeah, those seeds are very subtle. And it's so true.
You got gossip, you got being offended, and all those things are byproducts because you're not in a relationship.
Yeah,
With one another, you're not in a relationship with what you're hearing.
that's true.
But once you say, man, this is what I'm hearing, I've accepted this as my behavior.
That is true.
Not cultish, y'all. Come on now. Because I don't want to know all your business. I don't try to figure out. You don't have to call me. Some churches, you have to call and find out if you're going to buy a house, a car, all that stuff.
Wow.
Now, the only thing I really require is that if you're going to get a mate, then I'd like to know. I'm sorry. Not charge that against my head or something, but because that's going to affect me.
Yeah.
Because in the long run, I might have to keep the maintenance on it. Thank you. I got enough over here. So I might know a few things that can help you out.
That's right. Yeah.
To have a happy home. Praise the Lord. But there's a lot of stuff. And then you got offense that come into the church.
Yeah.
Offended person. And I told you, remember a long time ago, I'm going to say it again. People get offended because they expect you to respond the way they do. I'm telling you, it's a false estimation.
Yes.
It's a false opinion on how somebody should respond to you.
That's true.
That's real simple stuff. You thought they were going to act a certain way, and they didn't do it. I know there's some other offenses because
That
people
is
say some
something.
crazy stuff, but the bulk of it,
Yeah, when they don't act like you, talk like you, be like you.
we got this whole thing in our mind.
That's true.
And if you step into my circle and you don't respond the way I know or been trained or think is right, then you offend me.
That's true.
It is the truth. That's the easy stuff. Say, oh, okay, maybe